Hello everyone! How are you today? Hope everybody is fine and safe. I am your teacher, Jem Raymond, and today, pagpapatuloy ko ang pag-discuss ang part pa din ng procedures and requirements for reclassification, especially on PPST-based performance requirements for Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 and Master Teacher 1 to Master Teacher 5. Hopefully po napanood nyo na po yung una, pangalawa, pangatlo at pang-apat ko pong video patungkol po sa expanded career progression, particularly on promotion through reclassifications. Mas madali po kasing maintindihan ang mga bagay na i-discuss ko sa video na to kapag napanood nyo na po ang mga naunang apat na videos ko. Sa unang video ko, na-discuss ko doon ang overview ng ACP or Expanded Career Progression, ang track na pwedeng pagpilian ni teacher kapag umabot na siya ng Master Teacher 1 position. Ang pangalawang video ko naman, na-discuss ko doon ang procedures and requirements ng reclassifications. Sa part 3 naman, ang mga qualification standards or minimum requirements para maging Teacher 1 to Teacher 7, particularly in education, training, and experience or ETE. Sa part 4 naman, ang mga qualification standards or minimum requirements para maging Master Teacher 1 hanggang Master Teacher 5, particularly still in education, training, and experience or ETE. At ngayon naman, ipagpapatuloy ko ang pag-discuss sa requirements for reclassifications pa din. Pagkatapos ma-meet ni teacher applicant ang mga qualification standards in education, training, and experience, ano pa ba ang titingnan para ma-qualify si teacher applicant for a certain teaching position? Now, we will find it out in this video.
Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Mr. Jem Raymond Chen, Master Teacher 2 from Escalante Central Elementary School. Click like and share if this video tutorial helps you. Don't forget to click subscribe below to keep updated for my future tutorial.
Kung napanood nyo na po yung mga naunang video ko, na-discuss ko doon ang tatlong proseso na ito para mag-advance sa classroom teaching career line. Ang tatlong steps na to ang siyang pagdadaanan ni teacher kung mag-a-apply siya for promotion from Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 hanggang Master Teacher 1 to Master Teacher 5. Para pumasa sa initial evaluation, titingnan ng mga assessors ang Civil Service Approved Qualification Standard ng applicant. Titingnan kung na-meet ni teacher applicant ang qualification standards for education, for training, experience, at eligibility sa mga teaching position na ina-applyan niya. Na-discuss ko po sa part 3 and part 4 ng videos ko ang qualification standards ng Teacher 1 to Teacher 7 at Master Teacher 1 to Master Teacher 5. At sana po napanood nyo po yung videos na yon para mas lalo nyo pang maintindihan ang mga i-discuss ko sa video na to. Na kung na-meet na ni teacher applicant ang lahat ng qualification standard na yan, magpo-proceed na siya sa step 2. Pero kung isa sa mga qualification standard na yan sa step 1 ay hindi mamimit ni teacher applicant, hindi na po uusad ang kanyang application for promotion. Again, kapag na-meet na ni teacher applicant ang lahat ng mga qualification standards sa step 1, magpo-proceed na ang kanyang application sa step 2. Ang step 2 na to ay tungkol sa PPST-based performance requirements. At ito po ang i-discuss natin sa video na to. Part pa din ito ng initial evaluation na titingnan ng mga assessors. Ano-ano ba yung mga minimum requirements sa step 2 for application for promotion? Ang document na i-assess para sa step 2 ay ang IPCRF po ni teacher for the last 3 school years. Malamang sa malamang po, ngayong taon po ang schedule ng reclassification kasi po ngayong taon matatapos ang pag-i-implement ng multi-year guidelines ng ating RPMS noon at PEMES na ngayon. Year 3 na ng implementation ng multi-year guideline ng ating PPST-based indicators ng ating RPMS noon at PEMES na ngayon. So this year, makokompleto na nga ang 37 indicators ng PPST. Ang tatlong IPCRF na yan, naka-reflect ang 37 PPST indicators, ang siyang magiging basihan para sa step 2 ng application for promotion. Now, balikan muna natin saglit ang mga indicators na na-implement for the last 3 school years. School year 2022-2023, school year 2023-2024, at school year 2024-2025. According to DepEd Memorandum on the Multi-Year Guideline, which is the Department Memorandum 008 Series of 2023. Dito nakalagay kung paano na-distribute ang 37 indicators sa ating PPST for the last 3 school years, 2022-2023, 2023-2024, at ngayon nga, 2024-2025. Yung may mga asterisk na yan yung mga inulit na mga indicators na ginamit at ginagamit pa natin until this school year ng ating mga proficient teachers. Ang table na to ay yung mga distribution ng PPST indicators for Teacher 1 to Teacher 3 or yung ating mga proficient teachers. At ito naman yung mga PPST indicators na ginamit at ginagamit pa din ng ating mga master teachers for the last 3 school years including this current school year 2024-2025. Dapat may mga ratings na nakuha si teacher applicants for promotion sa lahat ng mga indicators na to kasi ito nga yung magiging basihan kung papasa siya sa step 2 ng promotion through reclassification process which is the standard-based requirements o ang PPST-based performance requirement. With this, masasabi ko nga na mayroon talagang reclassification this year kasi nakumpleto na natin yung 37 indicators. Kasi starting 2025-2026, balik na po tayo ulit sa unang set of 37 indicators ng PPST. At makukumpleto na naman yan for the 3 succeeding school years. So after 3 school years na naman ang susunod na cycle ng promotion through reclassifications. Ang mga documents nga ito ang i-assess for the initial evaluation, particularly in the performance standards, the step 2. Titingnan nito kung qualified ba si teacher o hindi sa position na ina-applyan niya. So again, ang IPCRF po ang gagamitin natin. The last 3 school years ng IPCRF dapat isubmit ni teacher applicant. Kung meron ng reclass process this year, ang IPCRF ng 2022-2023, 2023-2024, at 2024-2025 ang siyang isasubmit. Same din sa mga applicants for master teachers. 3 IPCRF din ang isasubmit. Natapos ko na pong i-discuss kung paano i-evaluate ang qualification standards ni teacher applicant in the part 3 and part 4 ng video ko on the teacher promotion via reclassification. Para po yan sa ating teacher 1 to teacher 7 and master teacher 1 to master teacher 5. But sa video na to, dito tayo mag-focus still in the initial evaluation pero sa standard-based requirements na part. Now, this is the PPST-based performance for teaching position. Kapag na-meet na ng mga teacher applicants ang qualification standards para sa isang position, kailangang ipakita nila ang kanilang IPCRF or Individual Performance Commitment and Review Form. Ang table na to specifies the performance requirements for each position level. Now, remember po na 3 school years po ang required na isubmit natin na IPCRF kasi kumpletong 37 PPST indicators ang nagamit na nga natin. Now, for multi-year guidelines on RPMS, we started po school year 2022-2023, then 2023-2024, and this current school year 2024-2025. Ang ratings po na nakuha natin for the last 3 school years na yan ang siyang magiging basihan for the PPST-based performance requirements kung mag-a-apply si teacher ng promotion for this year. Sa 37 na indicators na yan, 21 po ang mga indicators ang classroom observable indicators, habang 16 naman po ang mga non-classroom observable indicators. Bago natin talakayin yung table na to, ano-ano ba yung mga Classroom Observable Indicators or COIs at Non-Classroom Observable Indicators or NCOIs under our Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers? Ito na nga po yung 21 Classroom Observable Indicators at 16 Non-Classroom Observable Indicators or NCUIs ng ating PPST. Now, let's specify each strand. At unahin na muna natin pangalanan yung mga Classroom Observable Indicators. Ito yung mga strands ng mga Classroom Observable Indicators under Domain 1. Yung mga number na to, yan yung mga corresponding descriptions or mga specific strands na dapat may ratings na nakuha si teacher applicant. Ito naman po yung mga strands ng ating mga Classroom Observable Indicators under Domain 2. Ito naman po yung mga CUIs under Domain 3. Ito naman po yung mga COIs ng ating Domain 4. Ito naman po yung mga CUIs under Domain 5. Wala po tayong Classroom Observable Indicators sa Domain 6 at 7. Now, let's have the Non-Classroom Observable Indicators or NCOIs. Ito po yung nag-iisang NCUI sa ating Domain 1. At wala po tayong NCUI sa Domain 2 at saka Domain 3. Kaya magpo-proceed tayo sa Domain 4. Ito naman yung mga strands ng mga Non-Classroom Observable Indicators or NCUI sa Domain 4. Now, here's the strands with NCUI under Domain 5. Ito naman po yung mga strands ng mga NCUI under Domain 6. And we have the NCUIs under Domain 7. Now, bakit mahalaga ang ratings na nakuha ni teacher in each strand? Ang mga ratings kasi na nakuha niya doon ang siyang gagamitin sa Step 2 in Initial Evaluation, yung Standard-Based Assessment o yung PPST-Based Performance Requirements. Ang 3 school years na IPCRF ang i-require po na isasubmit ng ating mga teacher applicant kasi po, ito po yung gagamitin sa Step 2 in our evaluation process. Dito kasi makikita yung 37 indicators na kung saan bibilangin kung na-meet ba ni teacher applicant ang number of outstanding ratings o ang mga VS or very satisfactory ratings na requirement na hinihingi ng teaching position for promotion. Sir, di ba may mga indicators na naulit na in-implement for the last 3 school years like yung strand na 1.1 about content knowledge and its application within and across curriculum areas. Ito yung palaging ini-implement every school year. Since 3 years itong na-implement, aling school year kaya ang kukunin natin or i-assess for initial evaluation? Ang pinaka-latest po na school year ang rating na pagbabasihan during the initial evaluation. So, halimbawa, kung mayroon ngang call up for application for this school year, for this year 2025, for promotion to reclass, then for indicator 1.1.2 na apply knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas, ang description rating na nakuha ni teacher sa current school year 2024-2025 ang siyang magiging basihan for initial evaluation. Hindi lang po ang strand 1.1 ang may naulit na na-implement since 2022-2023. Nakikita nga natin dito sa table from Department Memorandum 008 Series of 2023, marami pong indicator ang naulit like ang 1.4.2 o yung use of range of teaching strategies that enhance learner achievement in literacy and numeracy skills. 3 times po siya naulit. So, yung description rating na nakuha ni teacher ngayong school year 2024-2025 ang siyang magiging basihan for initial evaluation. Now, marami pa pong mga indicators na naulit na na-implement. Just like this, indicators. Same din po ito sa ating mga master teachers. Halimbawa, yung 1.5.3, develop and apply effective teaching strategies to promote critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. Na-implement po ito noong school year 2022-2023 at school year 2023-2024. Hindi po ito na-implement for this school year. Kaya yung pinaka-latest na ratings on this indicator na nakuha ni teacher applicant ang magiging basihan for initial evaluation, which is yung ratings na nakuha niya school year 2023-2024. Now, let me present to you the performance requirements for each position level. Now, para maging eligible for Teacher 2 upon initial evaluation, out of 21 classroom observable indicators for the last school year, at least 6 classroom observable indicators ay very satisfactory, while 4 na mga non-classroom observable indicators ay very satisfactory. Yan lang po yung minimum requirement para maging Teacher 2. Para maging eligible for Teacher 3, upon initial evaluation sa Step 2, out of 21 classroom observable indicators for the last school years, at least 12 classroom observable indicator ay very satisfactory rating ang nakuha ni teacher applicant, while at least 8 na non-classroom observable indicators ay very satisfactory or VS din. At para maging eligible for Teacher 4, during initial evaluation, sa 21 po na classroom observable indicators for the last 3 school years, at least 21 COIs or classroom observable indicators ay very satisfactory dapat ang nakuha ni teacher, while 16 naman ang non-classroom observable indicators ay very satisfactory ang ratings na nakuha niya. Para maging eligible for Teacher 5 position, out of 21 classroom observable indicators, at least may 6 na classroom observable indicators na outstanding ang rating ni teacher. And at least 4 naman na non-classroom observable indicators out of 16 NCOIs ay outstanding ang rating na nakuha ni teacher. Para maging Teacher 6, out of 21 COIs, at least 12 COIs na outstanding ang nakuha ni teacher applicant. At out of 16 NCOIs, at least 4 ang outstanding ratings niya. And 4 din ang very satisfactory. Now, para maging eligible for Teacher 7, upon initial evaluation, out of 21 COIs, at least 18 COIs ay outstanding. And out of 16 NCOIs, at least 6 naman NCOI ay outstanding. At 6 din na NCOI ay very satisfactory. Para maging eligible for Master Teacher 1 position, kinakailangang 21 COIs na pang-proficient teachers ay outstanding ang rating na nakuha ni teacher applicant. Again, yung proficient COIs ay dapat outstanding rating lahat, yung 21 na yan. And then, sa mga NCOIs naman, out of 16 na mga NCOI for proficient teachers, 8 na proficient NCOIs ay VS at 8 din ang proficient NCOIs na outstanding rating ang dapat niyang makuha. Now, para maging eligible for Master Teacher 2, kinakailangan magkaroon si Master Teacher applicant ng highly proficient teacher na rating. So, since nakalagay dito na highly proficient COIs at highly proficient NCOIs ang kanyang nire-required, so, ang mga Master Teacher 1 applicants lamang ang pwedeng mag-apply for Master Teacher 2. So, hindi po pwedeng si Teacher 7 ang mag-apply for MT2 kasi nga, yung ratings ni Teacher 7 ay pang-proficient teacher lamang. So, hindi siya po pwedeng mag-apply for Master Teacher 2 kasi yung hinihingi dito ay dapat ratings ng highly proficient COIs at NCOIs. So now again, para maging Master Teacher 2 out of 21 highly proficient COIs, dapat magkaroon siya ng 10 highly proficient COI na outstanding level. At out of 16 highly proficient NCOI, at least 5 highly proficient NCOI ay very satisfactory at 5 highly proficient NCOI ay outstanding. Now, para maging eligible for Master Teacher 3, out of 21 highly proficient COIs or Classroom Observable Indicators, 21 highly proficient COIs ay dapat outstanding. So lahat ng mga COIs for highly proficient teachers ay dapat outstanding rating ang nakuha to apply for Master Teacher 3. Now, for NCOI naman, at least 8 highly proficient NCOI ay very satisfactory at 8 highly proficient NCOI ay outstanding rating ang nakuha niya. Now, for Master Teacher 4, kung makikita ninyo yung minimum requirements for COIs at NCOI, pang-distinguished na po na level yung COIs at NCOI ang hinihingi dito. So, ang tanong na pwede bang maging Master Teacher 4 agad si Master Teacher 1 at saka si Master Teacher 2? Kung ito yung babasihan natin, hindi po pwede. Kasi 'di ba, kung naalala ninyo, ang ginagamit na mga Classroom Observable Indicators at NCOIs, Non-Classroom Observable Indicators ng ating mga Master Teacher 1 at Master Teacher 2 ay pang highly proficient level lamang kasi nasa career stage 3 pa lamang siya. So, for this requirement, ang pwede lamang makapag-apply for Master Teacher 4 ay ang Master Teacher 3 kasi si Master Teacher 3, ang ratings na makukuha niya ay para na po sa mga distinguished teacher. Again, para maging Master Teacher 4, kinakailangang 10 distinguished Classroom Observable Indicator COIs ay outstanding level dapat yung rating. At for NCOIs naman, at least 5 distinguished NCOIs ay very satisfactory at 5 distinguished NCOI na outstanding level naman. At ito yung hinihingi for Master Teacher 4. Now, para maging Master Teacher 5, kinakailangang 21 distinguished COIs ay outstanding level na ang Master Teacher 5 applicant. At sa mga NCOIs naman, dapat may 8 distinguished NCOIs ay very satisfactory ang kanyang nakuha at 8 distinguished NCOIs din ay outstanding level ang mapakita or nakuha na rating ni Master Teacher 5 applicant. I hope you already know what this table means as part of the PPST-based performance requirements under Step 2 in our initial evaluation. Now, abangan nyo po yung mga susunod ko po na video mga teachers. We will proceed discussing the Step 3 or the PPST-based selection process. We will start computing the score the teacher applicant can earn based on the sets of PPST-based selection process. So, magbibigay po ako ng mga samples how to get points using the criteria set for Step 3 on the promotion through reclassification. Hope you gained something on my video tutorial today, and till next time, keep safe everyone!